Stories of One Life, Episode 4, The Trial, Part 1, When Everything Breaks. The town of Riverwood looked peaceful in the morning light. Small houses, quiet streets, old trees with yellow leaves. Nothing here showed what was about to happen. Daniel sat on the edge of his bed and stared at the wall. His alarm had already gone off twice, but he didn't move. His phone was in his hand. One message. "We need to talk. Today, please. Emma." Daniel read it again and again. His heart felt heavy. Emma never wrote like this. She was always warm, always calm, always kind. Something was wrong. Daniel finally stood up and went to the bathroom. He looked at himself in the mirror. His eyes looked tired. Not just sleepy, tired inside. He washed his face with cold water. "Get it together," he whispered. He got dressed, grabbed his jacket, and went outside. The air was cool. Autumn was everywhere. Leaves covered the sidewalk. The sky was gray but soft. Daniel walked to the bus stop, the same one he used every day. But today, everything felt different. Emma wanted to meet at a small cafe near the river. They had been there many times before. They laughed there. They dreamed there. Daniel arrived first. He sat by the window. 10 minutes passed. Then 15. His leg moved up and down fast. He couldn't stop it. Finally, the door opened. Emma walked in. She looked different. Not angry, not cold, just very serious. She saw Daniel and walked over. "Hey," she said quietly. "Hey," Daniel answered. They sat down. Silence. Emma looked at her hands. Then she looked up. "Daniel, I don't know how to say this." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "Just say it," he said. She took a deep breath. I think we need a break." Daniel blinked. "A break?" "Yes," she said softly. "I'm confused. I don't know what I want right now." Daniel didn't speak. His mind went empty. "I care about you," Emma continued, "but something feels wrong. I feel lost." Daniel stared at the table. "Did I do something?" "No," she said quickly. "This is about me, not you." But the words didn't help. They never do. Emma paid for her coffee. She stood up. "I'm sorry," she said. Then she walked away. The door closed behind her. And Daniel stayed there, alone. The cafe felt loud now, too loud. He couldn't hear his own thoughts. He stood up slowly and walked outside. The river moved quietly beside the street. Life went on, but his life felt frozen. Daniel walked for a long time. No plan, no direction. Then his phone rang. He looked at the screen. "Dad." Daniel answered. "Hey, Dad." There was a pause. Then his father's voice. "Son, your mom is in the hospital." Daniel stopped walking. "What?" "She collapsed at work. They're doing tests." Daniel's heart dropped. "I'm coming," he said. The hospital smelled clean and cold. Too clean, too cold. Daniel found his father sitting in the waiting area. His dad looked older than yesterday. Much older. They hugged. "Is she okay?" Daniel asked. "I don't know yet," his father said. They sat down together. Time moved slowly.
very slowly. Every sound was loud. Every second hurt. A doctor finally came out. He looked tired. "Mr. Miller?" he asked. "Yes." Daniel's father stood up. The doctor nodded. "Your wife had a mild stroke." Daniel felt dizzy. "She's alive," the doctor continued. "She's stable, but recovery will take time." Daniel closed his eyes. "Thank God." "Can she see her now?" Daniel asked. "Yes, just for a few minutes." Daniel walked into the room. His mom was lying in the bed. She looked small. So small. He walked closer. "Mom?" Her eyes opened. "Danny." She smiled weakly. Daniel took her hand. "I'm here," he said. Tears filled his eyes. She squeezed his fingers. "Don't be scared," she whispered. But he was very scared. That day, Daniel lost two things: his love, his safety, and he didn't know how to hold what was left.
Daniel didn't go home that night. He stayed at the hospital with his father. They sat in the hallway on hard chairs. Neither of them talked much. Sometimes they looked at the clock, sometimes at the floor, sometimes at nothing. Daniel's phone buzzed again. A message from Emma. "I'm sorry about your mom. I heard from Sarah. I hope she will be okay." Daniel read it. He didn't answer. He didn't know what to say. He felt empty. Not angry, not sad, just empty, like something inside him had turned off. The next days were slow and heavy. Daniel went to school. He went to work at the grocery store in the evenings. Then he went to the hospital every day. His mom could talk, but only a little. Her right arm didn't move well. Sometimes she forgot small things. She tried to smile, but Daniel could see the fear in her eyes. And his father? His father never cried, but he stopped shaving. He stopped joking. He stopped being the man Daniel knew. One evening, Daniel sat alone on a bench outside the hospital. It was cold. The sky was dark. His phone buzzed again. This time it was not Emma. It was his best friend, Mark. "Where are you, man?" Mark asked when Daniel answered. "At the hospital." "Again?" "Yes." There was a pause. "Listen," Mark said, "people are saying things." "Like what?" "Like Emma is not just taking a break." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "What do you mean?" Mark hesitated. "I heard she's been spending a lot of time with Tyler." Tyler, Daniel's old friend, from middle school. They played basketball together. They trusted each other. Daniel stood up. "That's not true." "I hope not," Mark said, "but I saw them, together, laughing." Daniel didn't speak. His hands were shaking. "Daniel," Mark said, "I'm sorry, man." Daniel ended the call. He walked without thinking. His feet moved, but his mind didn't. He saw the river, the cafe, the street where Emma lived. Before he knew it, he was standing in front of her house. The light was on. A shadow moved behind the curtain. Then the door opened. Emma stepped out. She stopped when she saw him. "Daniel." Before she could say more, Tyler walked out behind her. Daniel's heart broke in a new way, a deeper way, a quieter way. "I just came to talk," Daniel said. His voice was calm, too calm. Emma looked down. "We didn't plan this," she said. Tyler didn't look at Daniel. "I didn't mean to hurt you," Emma whispered. Daniel nodded slowly. "Yeah, still did." Silence. Cold air. Broken trust. Then Daniel turned around and walked away. No shouting, no drama, just pain. That night, Daniel sat in his room and stared at the ceiling. He thought about everything. Emma, his mom, his dad, Tyler. Too much at once. His phone buzzed again. A message from Emma. "I never wanted this to happen. I'm sorry. Truly." Daniel typed, then deleted. Typed again, deleted again. Finally, he wrote, "I hope you're happy. I'm done." He put the phone down, and for the first time in weeks, he cried. Not loud, not wild, just quiet tears in the dark. The next morning, Daniel didn't go to school. He didn't go to work. He went to the river. He sat on the same bench where he and Emma used to sit. He watched the water move. He felt tired, not sleepy, tired of life. A thought came into his head, a dark thought. What if I just disappear? He closed his eyes. He imagined it. No pain, no noise, no more problems, just quiet. But then his phone buzzed again. A message from his mom. "Danny, are you coming today? I miss you." Daniel opened his eyes. His chest hurt. He stood up. "I'm coming, Mom," he whispered. He went back to the hospital. He sat by her bed. She looked at him and smiled. "You look tired," she said. "Yeah," Daniel answered. She touched his hand. "Life is hard sometimes," she said slowly, "but you're stronger than you think." Daniel didn't answer, but her words stayed in his head. That night, Daniel made a small decision. Not a big one, not a perfect one, just a real one. He would not run. He would not disappear. He would stay, even if it hurt. The days started to change. Not fast, not easy, but slowly. Daniel kept going to the hospital every day, sometimes with his dad, sometimes alone. His mom began to move her fingers again, then her hand. Then, one morning, she stood up with help. Daniel watched from the door. His heart felt full and scared at the same time. "You're doing great," he said. She smiled. "Only because you keep coming." At school, things were still hard. People whispered. Some looked at him with pity, some with curiosity. Tyler never spoke to him. Emma didn't either. And Daniel stopped looking for them. He sat in the back of the classroom. He listened. He wrote. He tried. Not because he felt strong, but because he didn't want to feel weak anymore. One afternoon, Mark found him in the gym. Daniel was shooting basketballs alone, over and over. Miss. Hit. Miss. Hit. Mark walked over. "You're quiet these days." "Yeah." Mark sat down on the bench. "I'm proud of you," he said. "For what?" "For not falling apart." Daniel stopped and looked at him. "I did fall apart," he said, "just not where people could see." Mark nodded. "That still counts as getting back up." That night, Daniel sat at his desk. He opened his notebook. He started writing. Not homework, not notes, just thoughts. About Emma, about his mom, about fear, about pain, about who he was and who he wanted to be.
He didn't stop until his hand hurt. When he finished, he felt lighter, not happy, but clearer. 2 weeks later, his mom came home. The house felt different, quieter, softer. She moved slowly, but she moved. Daniel helped her with everything: water, food, steps. One evening, they sat together in the living room. The TV was on, but nobody watched it. "Danny," his mom said. "Yes?" "You've changed." Daniel looked at her. "How?" "You're calmer, stronger." Daniel didn't know if that was true, but he wanted it to be. One morning, Daniel walked past the cafe by the river, the same one where Emma ended things. He stopped. He thought about turning away, but instead, he walked in. He sat at the same table, the same window, the same light. His heart beat fast, not from fear, from memory. He ordered a coffee, alone, and for the first time, it didn't hurt as much. A week later, Emma saw him there. She stood at the door. They looked at each other. She walked slowly. "Hi, Daniel." "Hi." Silence. "I heard about your mom. I'm glad she's better." "Thanks." She took a breath. "I messed things up," she said. "With you, with Tyler, with myself." Daniel listened. "I don't want anything," she added. "I just wanted to say I'm sorry." Daniel looked at her. Not angry, not broken, just honest. "I forgive you," he said. Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." Then she walked away, and Daniel felt something strange: peace. That evening, Daniel went back to the river. He sat on the bench. The water moved slowly, like time, like healing. He thought about everything he had lost, and everything he still had: his mom, his dad, his life. He took out his notebook and wrote one line: "I'm still here." Some trials break you, others build you. Daniel didn't choose his pain, but he chose what to do with it. And that choice changed everything. End of episode 4.